Hey guys, Kiki Fit Cosplay here, and today we are going to be making this adorable scrunchie and mask matching set. In this video we are going to be focusing on the scrunchie portion of this matching set. I'm showing you two scrunchies because these masks are actually reversible masks. Each mask has very stretchy, soft elastics, so it's light and easy on the ears. It also has a wire built into the top that shapes around your nose and a pocket in the bottom that you can add a filter or an extra piece of fabric for extra protection. If you haven't seen it already, the video for how to make this mask is in the link here. While you're there, don't forget to show it a little love and give it a big like. If you have your own pattern or design you'd like to use, then go ahead. This is just an example of a mask you can use. Because today we are only focusing on the scrunchie portion of this matching set. Also, if you're interested in purchasing this matching set, you can message me on my Instagram link here, Hers and Furs Accessories. They will be for sale on there. And now that that's all settled, why don't we get started on the scrunchie? To start off, you're going to need a rectangular piece of fabric that is about 20 to 22 inches long, depending how scrunchy you want it, and about 3 to 5 inches wide, depending how poofy you want it. The dimensions for this exact one is 22 by 4 inches. You will also be needing an elastic band, doesn't matter the color, just any old elastic band. I stretched the bananas out of mine just to make sure it's not a faulty elastic first. To start, we will be poking one of the corners of the fabric through the middle of the elastic like so. Then you'll take the other corner on that end of the fabric and pinch them together so they line up. Make sure the corners are lined up on both sides. You don't want one sticking out more than the other. We are only concerned about lining up about an inch of the fabric for now. When you start sewing this corner, you want to make sure it's very important that you backstitch. This will make sure that you don't have it opening up during the next step after the sewing. Now only sew that little 1 inch portion that you lined up. Once you reach that point, you have to open it up there. Take the elastic, pull it down more so you have more fabric poking through the elastic, and then match up another inch or two of the fabric. Only now did I realize how confusing it is to actually try to explain this to somebody. Now it's just a matter of repeating this process of pulling the fabric through the elastic and then lining it all up and then re-sewing it again and again and again, little bits at a time. Because this part is such a repetitive process, I'm just going to speed it up a bit. Now you will get to a point where you're going to run into the fabric you've already sewn. You're just going to slide that up the elastic so it scrunches up and you have a little bit more elastic to work with. The longer you cut the fabric, the more you're going to have to scrunch it back. I just realized at the beginning of this I forgot to say the right sides are facing together, but you kind of got that by the video, right? Right? Sorry. I also realized I never really stated a seam allowance for this. That's because there really isn't one. You just do whatever you feel comfortable. If it's cotton, give it a little bit more so it doesn't fray open, but yeah, you can really do whatever you're comfortable with. Now that we've made it all the way to the end, don't forget to backstitch. That's very important. Now that we're finished that seam, you can actually see the scrunchie taking shape. Our next step is to turn it all inside out. For this step, I am obsessed with the crochet hook method. It's my favorite. It's so rewarding. I forgot to cut my strings here. Always cut your strings, very important, because no one likes strings. But yeah, the crochet hook method is my favorite. Another option if you don't have a crochet hook is you can just do the old finger method. This works just as well, it takes so much longer. Another option you can do is pin a safety pin to one end and then feed it through the inside. That works too. For the crochet hook method though, back to the crochet hook, you are going to just kind of wiggle it into the inside once you've started it and jiggle it around so it catches on some fabric and then just pull it through. And then you'll shove more of the fabric into the scrunchie so it all bunches up again. Then you wiggle the crochet hook around again and then pull it through again. And yeah, look how rewarding this is. It just all comes out at once. It's amazing. This is almost like a weird fetish of mine. I just get so satisfied when I watch a huge portion get pulled through at once. The most satisfying part is once you've got most of it fed through here, you can actually push the entire scrunchie onto the crochet hook. Then you're going to hook the edge of the material onto the crochet hook and just pull it all through. This only really works towards the last half of the scrunchie, because if you try to pull the whole thing through, it ends up a big knotted ball in the middle. But ooh, look how satisfying that is. We're done. It was that easy. Hold on, correction. We're not done. We still have to seal the little space we have in here, but we're done feeding it through. To sew this together, we are going to be slipping one end into the other. But first you're going to want to fold the edges of one side in so you've got a nice clean edge. You want to make sure that the edge is nice and straight all the way around. Then you're going to take the edge that's not folded and tuck it inside. I only tuck the edge of the other one in about 1/2 inch or so, but if you're newer to this, you can put a little bit more in. Whatever is easier for you, and whatever makes the fabric look better when you're lining them up. I do take quite a bit of time on this because I want to make sure that both sides are lined up straight and that one side's not going to be buckled out or in, so when you sew over it, you're making sure you go over both layers. I think I'm making sense. Am I making sense? If I'm not making sense, let me know. Please let me know. But yeah, you want to make sure both lines are nice and straight. You can pin it if you feel more comfortable doing that. Then it's just a matter of sewing it in the machine. Remember, don't forget to backstitch. I do just want to point out, you don't need a sewing machine to make a scrunchie technically. You can hand sew it or use glue or something, but it would just take a lot longer. Now that it's sewn, I can show you here that the line on both sides is right along the edge, and it's nice and clean, and they both line up. Don't forget to cut off all your threads. Oh, and if your machine does this weird bunching thing with the thread at the bottom where the elastic is, just kind of pull the thread through and then cut off the excess bits. And you're done! This is the finished product. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up below. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel, that way you won't miss any new fun tutorials like this. And if you have any questions or concerns about how I made this scrunchie today, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And again, if you wanted this exact set, you can always message me on my Instagram account, Hers and Furs Accessories. There, I'm not only making the masks and the scrunchies, I may also be working on some pet accessories as well. And if you don't want to wear it in your hair that day, but you still want to match, you can always wear it around your wrist like everybody always does. It's just such a fun summery pattern. I love it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!